Do I make it more interesting when I put on my glasses? Okay, what I'm going to do right now is, what chapter are we in? Okay, you choose. 3875-4. What the hell? Star Trek. Whatever it is. It's the Trek of the Stars. Now, this is what I came up with. I made up a little game. Okay? The game has no name. Like everything else I do, I come in with no name. You take it as it is. You categorize it however you want. The only thing you know is it came under MrTacpans. Whatever you did with whatever I do, well, that's up to you. And what I always ask for is, where are we giving our money? Where are the poor people? Who are the poor people? How do we organize? We're so unorganized. We're a bunch of lovers that want to do so much, and yet a lot of us are unorganized. So we decide to give a little donation, and 50% of that never gets there. So you know what? We're always working backwards. We're always taxed in this world. But that's okay. What I do is I go ahead and we take the meteor. You got to know what a meteor is. No, I don't. Okay, now everything here I basically don't know anything, because you all know I go into anything knowing just the word, and then I put a number to it, and then I give it a count, and then I'm going to give you the answer to the count, and you have to figure out what I say. If it's right, you got to look it up. Well, you don't have to do anything at all. Meteor, galaxy, planet, nebula, star, moon. Meteor is the first one. It has a letter count of 4, okay, which means an angle, okay, of connection to man. It's got a connection to man, meteor. And it also has a letter count of 76, which is the spirit of man, which means it connects the 7th gate. Somehow a meteor connects the 7th gate. How can a meteor do that? What is a meteor doing? Don't they just shoot through the sky? Or is that coming from the other gate? Is it coming through the gate? Being one of the elements that man must breathe in as it goes through the air, it flushes in that energy of God. Maybe that's what it's all about. Then I went to galaxy, and galaxy is 70, which means it's the 7th gate of the 10th world. And you want to know what's really funny? Is that, don't forget, a cube has 4 sides when one side is north and south, but in all actuality it has 6 sides, okay? Now, this is what I'm going to show you, because not only does it have 6 sides, but imagine if you can change the positions of every single number. Because on a dice, it's only dots. There's no numbers there. You give it the numbers you want. You see 6 dots, you call it a 6, and that's the way it goes in that game, plain and simple. But it's a lot more than that, okay? Because if you take a look over here, okay, blinded by the light, I have moved over the 1 and 2 down here in this position, because after 9 comes 1. Because there's something there. There's not nothing or 0 there. The 0 that's there is the 1, the position. Now, why did I do this? Whoop, my page moved. I did this because, A, the spirit in the creation world is here 3. Okay. Secondly, I did it because there's no moon on this one and this one. How can a spirit work without any moon? Okay. It can't. Not over here. Okay. So it goes down to here, and Venus goes over here. No moons. Because now Earth has 1 moon for the first position, and Mars has 2 moons for the 3rd position, for the 4th position, and Jupiter has 63 moons. 6 and 3 equals the 9 birth of 2 and 1 moons is 3, creation. 9 and 4 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4. The average is 4. Here we have 7 in the center, Uranus. Between who? Between 6 Saturn and 8, which is Neptune. Okay, we didn't have this before. You see, we got to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the dice, and that's these positions here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but the thing is, I took out the numbers and I replaced them with something else, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't play with this world. The one spirit of birth moves up into man automatically, and beta world automatically moves into the 8th position, heaven, where man goes, 8 and 6. Okay, and I can show you the positions of the planet. So either we go all around Uranus, okay, and we are the number 1 spirit over here, 8. That would make us be on Neptune. But down here is the old version on your phone I was telling you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That tells you one version. When beta world takes over from the 1 position goes last. Why? Because that's the next position. You bump up after 1 is last. It's backwards. Okay? So 2 goes first, 3 is second, 4 is third. 4, 3, 2 megahertz. Isn't that the right vibes of this world? Where 3, 6, and 9 become center to the universe through Venus and Pluto, the birth, which would be perfect because they'd be between Jupiter, 63 moons, 60 moons on Saturn, and Uranus. And that would be perfect for their balance. That would make us being on Saturn right now. Man 6. That's probably one of the reasons I'm always looking at things differently. Now, what I did is I totaled up my numbers from the nebula region. Okay, meteor, galaxy, planet, nebula. And I paired up, when the focus gets in, I paired up the star with the word planet. And I got a total of 126. You know what that means? We're in the doghouse. The spirit and the doghouse, coming from the Mercury 1 and the planet Uranus, because that's the letter count. Everybody gets a letter count, okay? Meteor would be Mars, okay? Now, if you put together, okay, meteor and galaxy, you get 146, and that's the one spirit of the angle of 4 and 6, which is man, and the 4 is the angle of 6 because it makes a 10. We are the X-Men. We must make it perfect. All 9, 10 numbers, every number must be used by something. Then I went ahead and I put galaxy and planet and got 138. 138 means there's 3 rows, 1 row here, 1 row here, 1 row here. 3 are the passage for the levels. Not only that, but around the 5 key on your telephone or on most old phones, the 5 is in the center and there's 8 numbers around it if you want to look at it that way. God didn't make it for a scientist to come in here and figure this whole thing out, because it doesn't take a scientist. The only thing it takes a scientist for is to give a meaning to anything I've ever done. Or, excuse me, to just give a meaning to anything I'm doing. They must have a concept that's already been created that they're just not using in the manner that I use it. Plain and simple. I definitely didn't make whatever I'm doing. If it's good, it's definitely been done somewhere before. They just didn't implicate what I implicate. And shoot back from left field to right field. The ball never stops. It's like rugby. It goes and it goes. And even when you get a goal, you're on to the next. It never stops. So I showed you that. The other thing I was going to tell you, oh, there's so many numbers and numbers. I came up with so many numbers tonight. Oh, my God. 2 to the power of, like, one of the best numbers I really like is, I think it's 2 to the power of 25. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, the answer is 2 to the power of x equals 16,777,216. And that's unbelievable, because 216 happens to be man's awake hours in a 10-day period, because one of the days goes to God, and you don't get any of those hours awake because it's not yours. They're not yours. And during that time, what happens is there's 48 hours that you are asleep in a first period of 6 days. So that 6-day period that you are awake and you are asleep, it's a total of 144, and you're 96 awake and 48 asleep. Okay, 96 is 6-9 man cancer, whichever way you want to go. The loop, the percentage of all life. The passage is only for the man created, the 5, 4, the 6, and the 8. Power up to Christ. So the next thing I was working on was some Greek letters. I didn't go too far because I'm sort of a little sidetracked, if you get it. So what I did is I just went online to any site, and it shows you 4 letters, 6 letters in a row, 6 letters in a row, 6 letters. So I look down the letters and I go, A-H and T, okay, which is the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st, and the first and the first and 7th and 13th and 20th, I think, letter, if I count it, or something like that. But it's A-H and T. And if you look at it fast, right, the bottom of an H, if you take out the bottom of an H, it's like a U. So it says ant, you know. So right away, boom, I found something. Not only that, the word sigh, I think it's side, it's like this. It's nice, and it's got an I in the center. My friends, that's the letter 23 in Greek. It's exactly like the English 23. It's beta creation in the English, but in the Greek, they say it's the spirit creation, comes into the core 5, okay, illuminating 5, then the bar of the I comes in, connecting beta and the heaven. It's the same thing, the same beta creation, but you're more explanatory because of the shape of the letter. That's pretty cool. I shouldn't give up any of the languages. Greek is very good. I knew I needed, from day one when I started this, I knew I needed Spanish, I needed Greek, I needed French, I need English, I need a little Hebrew. And I need every one of you because I can't do this alone. But I will. Don't give up. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Go. You want me to wait? That's okay. Now we're going to take another one that I haven't done before, which is galaxy and nebula. It has a 125 count, which means the one Spirit of God is inside of beta and passing, using God's 5 passage, the E passage. Because there's an E pass, and that's for God's world, and then there's the N pass, the W pass, and there you go, W-E-N, that's the passage when. 3 levels, 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. We got all the 3 B's together. Okay, now we're going to take nebula and moon. We get 112. First of all, the 112 totals out to 4, which means an angle of connection. Okay, now most of these are angles. Everything is an angle of something. But some angles and some numbers, when they're in certain places, you can find a greater story to it. Oh yes, and another thing. For TTF, right? The wow, which number? One of the numbers had to be moved. Which number was it that moved? Hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm going to figure this out. Wow. All right. The B took over the 1 position. Okay. The B took over the 1 position for 6 men. You know what? Let me explain the combination of nebula and moon. It's going to be easier. The total, okay, is 112, which is a total of 4, but it means 11-2, which means the beta world of the 1 Spirit of the 4 angle of the 6 man. The basic explanation before the numbers started to move. Because don't forget, it moves A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. 4 must always connect to 6. If you do not connect 4 to 6, we have a disconnection. Then we're going to go galaxy to moon. I don't know how they connect. It's a total of 127. Galaxy to moon, total of 127. Now what this means is that the 2 gates of 7 meet. Okay? The 2 gates of 7 meet. 2, gate 7, position 5, Spirit 1 world. And that'll tell you which position the other numbers are in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. Oh God, there's so much. I know not everybody can understand. I don't even understand myself some of this stuff, you know. I'm just piecing things together until something makes sense. And these cassettes are long, I know, but you know, over time, if I can just chop them all up and just take out, you know, the good stuff, I can shorten all this up, because there's a lot more good in all this than all that lost time listening to me say exactly what I'm saying right now. Okay, so I backed up in my book. I told you about the tennis score, how that works. I showed you this. Okay, I don't know if you saw this already. This 1 and 6, 4 and 3, 2 and 5. You'll understand that what I told you is all combinations of 7. It makes this design. Look at that. Is it a guy with 2 legs spread open, 2 arms spread open, his head up and his tail down, or no tail at all? Or is it a marijuana leaf? If you turn it sideways as the letter K, does it look like a screwed up M? Okay. If you take away the line in the middle, it's just like a K. Okay. It also looks like a peace sign and a chicken leg, just with the lines. If you just look at the lines and don't look at the almonds that I've donated to it. Okay. And what this actually does, okay, this is the lines that I used to put in there. Okay, so this is actually our life. This is the communication. This is our tail to the ground. Okay, I have this weird sense in my head that this is actually really seriously at every 90 degrees we are cut up into pieces of pie, and through the center of this planet, that the earth, whatever you want to call it, that we're on, the pods that we are on, everything goes through there, and then the energies must come out through volcanoes and South Pole, North Pole, and it must go all around. So not only are we connected to the spirit element open here, but everything's going down. Everything's got to go down to go up. Some of it will go up right away, but it must go down. The earth retains, there's a retention. I think there's something like the gravity, and there's a reason for that gravity, because it pulls a lot more than your weight down. It's pulling you down, my friends. That's where the connection is, deep beneath the walls of the earth. From whence you saw a game we came to play, the mighty queen. She rests upon her nest. The beta land they call her. I say alley-oop, they say Buddha-bye. I say, hey, don't leave out any other guy. Ali was a good and fine man and all, but who do we want to really go and call? It's MrTacpans, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. TACPans. Okay, guys, we're going to end this if I can find my mouse. She's a little bit beside me. I do have a lot more work to do. If there's anything you want to study or know about, I still have to come back here and tell you about the months. 30 days for 4 months, 7 months of 31. I figured most of it out. I got a lot more work to do on it, and you know what? It's all just so funny. It feels like it's because I don't stop, right? And you work until you figure it out. It's never really hard because I'm enjoying the search. I'm on the search again. Let's go. Search it out. Search it out. Be well, my friends. You've come to the house of decency. What do I want to do? I want to put this world in order. They don't want me around, but don't worry. I'm only a termite. I only gnaw at you until the energies and the powers actually put us all together. I'm nothing more than, I guess, a termite. So you can just spray that zone upstairs and you'll dissolve who I am, and I'll be gone, and another one will come along to take my place and play my game, sing my song. I'm no one really. I'm nothing at all. I'm just another number. But you know what? I'd rather be nothing than someone, because someone always has a number, and I don't want to have any number. So they give you 0, they interrupt it, and they call you, hey man, John Doe, right? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, John Doe, right? Don't you see how those cards, some of them come in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, just what I did 2 minutes ago. Check out some of these card commercials that you'll see for credit cards. See the credit card boards on the wall. You'll see the combinations. It's pretty weird. I did want to say something, but I forgot. That's okay. I always forget. So yeah, why I'm here? Yeah, so my vision of saving the world is, my dreams say that there is a Christ coming and he's going to choose a man. Well, if he's going to choose somebody, I want to know and I want to be close, because I want to be on the team. That's one of my versions of being here. I want to be the one in South Africa handing out the food while the armies are stopping the people from stopping us, giving out the food and the freedom. Trying to find out what happened out there, because something happened worse than hunger. There's something going on. That just doesn't happen like that, my friends. The whole story, there's a bad fish in the tank. And I think some of these people come from the underworld, and they use them up and they spit them out. And nobody really knew all the time who was there, because they were so busy, they were so hungry. They didn't have time for that vision. So what a good place to drop a few more out on the dry land, up above from below. From below beneath the earth at 90 degrees they work as one, and in between the earth's core it burns and it turns. So therefore the core of this earth must be solid in order to keep together the parts of the pie. And the pie, the pie, the pie, the piece of the pie. I am Raphael, MrTacpans, and I'm on the team of Hashem. But the power and energy of our coach, Christ, let him rise as he shall rise in all of us. Thank you, my friends.